Hello guys and welcome to another ProfileTree video. So in today's video we're going to be taking a look at how to upload a blog using WordPress. So without further ado, we're going to go ahead and get started. So of course the first step would be to log in to the WP admin, making sure that you're in the dashboard of WordPress. This is how it'll look. Now the way you would upload a blog, it's simple enough. On the top here, just on the posts, so if you just hover over this, you'll be able to see all posts, add a new post, and categories. So the one that's really important there is categories and add new post. Categories is pretty self-explanatory. Of course, if you have different topics or areas that you want to talk about, then you would just create a category for it. But for the purpose of this video, we're just going to go ahead and create a new post. Now this should load you into the area for, of course, creating the post. Now, what's really important when you do create a blog, number one, you'll need your header. So of course it's asking us to add a title here, and alongside your headers or your H1, you'll have H2, H3, H4, H5, H6. And of course, you need to make sure that you're using a mixture of, let's just say, images, embedded videos, as well as relevant keywords and the content that you add onto the blog itself. So that's the first step. Now, if you do need some help as well in terms of SEO, I would recommend the following. So these are the different SEO tools that you can use for WordPress. The most recommended one I would say is Yoast SEO or Rank Math. Now these two platforms or plugins are really good for identifying your keywords if you've used them enough. It also gives you an idea, okay, have I created my meta titles, my meta description? Did I ensure that those focus keywords were in the meta title and the meta description itself? These are the sort of platforms that you want to look at, which of course is Yoast SEO and Rank Math. Now again, if you do want to go into more detail with the website or for its SEO, you can use the likes of Ahrefs, there is Ubersuggest, and there's the likes of SEMrush. So those are all really good SEO tools for WordPress. Now, what we'll do is we'll jump into this and create the blog itself. So whenever you're setting up the blog, as I say, you want to go ahead and do the following, which is create your actual blog title itself. You can include numbers if you need to, just depends on the topic on hand. And of course, what I would always recommend as well is to add a table of contents for a blog. It just means it's easier to navigate around that particular blog. Now, what we'll do here is we're going to be using a mixture of AI as well as using our own research in order to create the blog itself. So I'll open up ChatGPT. Of course, there are several different AI tools that you can use here as well, like Claude or Perplexity, Copilot or Gemini. Of course, pick the one that you're most familiar with. So I've went ahead and opened up ChatGPT here. Of course, this one is the paid for version. I have more options when it comes to creating my blog. I do have the search function. I also have deep research as well. So it does have quite a good few features for me to do my research. So we'll go ahead and pick a topic in general. So I'll just ask ChatGPT here. So I'll just say, can you please give me some blog titles? Digital marketing. So we'll just say digital marketing. I always like to enable the search function. And I'll just say creating a blog for my website. Okay, so that's a decent prompt. Of course, the more detail that I give ChatGPT, the better the response will be, but that'll do for now. I'll go ahead and hit the search function, and of course I'll enter it in. So now what it'll do is it should recommend me some blog titles that we'll use for our blog. So I'll skip ahead once this is all completed. Okay, so I've just skipped forward there just until it's given me some ideas. So you can see it's given us 10 blog title ideas, and it's also given us some sources as well. I can see Ahrefs there. So if you do click on the sources, you can see that it's actually went out and researched some of these titles itself. So for each one, since I have said, okay, listen, I need some focus keywords, or I need to know what my focus keywords are, you can see there, focus keywords, search engine optimization, or SEO guide. So that's the stuff that I'll be using for this particular blog title. Now, if I jump onto our WordPress website, of course, the first target is the title itself. So we'll just pick one out here at random. I'll just say understanding analytics, measuring your digital marketing success. So that'll do for now. So we'll put that in. And then ChatGPT is telling us that digital marketing, analytics, marketing measurement, data-driven marketing would be our focus keywords. So I'll just put them in. Again, you are best to, of course, use the likes of Ubersuggest or Ahrefs or even SEMrush in order to actually see what sort of keywords you should be using for your blog. But for now, again, just for the purpose of this tutorial, I'll just use the ones that ChatGPT is telling me to use. So we do need some of those focus keywords to be in the title. Can you add? Now the reason being is we're going to get an error straight away. It's telling us that we haven't mentioned digital marketing analytics within this blog title. But if we did, it won't mark up as an error. That's why it's in red. So I'm just going to go ahead and remove our main keyword, and I'm going to use ChatGPT to help me with adding one in. Let's see. Digital marketing analytics. So that first one is perfect. So I'll just put that blog title in. And then I will use this. So you'll see the difference here. It should go yellow. Once this, let's see, digital marketing analytics. So our score has went up. It's now 46. Reason being is because we've actually added the focus keyword here. Okay, that's perfect. So you can even see there, hooray, you're using the focus keyword in the SEO title. So that's perfect. That's what we need. And just below, we need to add the focus keyword to your SEO meta description. So the way you would open up the meta description, it will work the same way as Yoast, by the way. So we need a permalink and a description. So I normally just do a little screen grab. And then I'll use ChatGPT. So, of course, it's telling us here that we only have 75 characters to play with here and 160 characters for the description. So it is important that we mention some of these keywords on here. So again, I am just going to copy what it has and put it in. Hopefully this is about 160. Okay, just on the dot. So we're literally just one character behind each one. And we have now mentioned digital marketing analytics within the meta description, and we've also used it for the permalink. So we're happy enough with that. We're going to go ahead and click on X. Now, if you are sharing this blog, one more thing, if you are sharing this blog on social media, you can also add a featured image. So if you do want to add a custom image onto this, now is your chance to do so. So we'll just click X off that. So at the minute, we have 3 ticks and 3 X's. So we're using the focus keyword in the SEO title. We're also using the focus keyword in the meta description. We're using the focus keyword on the URL. So perfect, we've got 3 there. Now what we need is to use the focus keyword at the beginning of the content. So a little paragraph will work here. And then at the minute, that focus keyword doesn't appear in the content, and that my content should be at least 600 to 2,500 words long. So that's another thing as well. I always try to keep in mind that the minimum amount of words that you should have on a blog would be around 600. Now, if you are struggling with that, again, just use the help of any AI tools out there. Of course, don't completely copy and paste what ChatGPT or any of the AI tools has given as an answer. It's always best to proofread it, make sure that the wording's correct. If it's in Americanized English, maybe convert that to UK English. If you're within the area, of course, in the States, then Americanized English is perfectly fine. Now, what we'll do here is we'll just create a little description, and again, I'm just going to use a little bit of AI just to help me out here. Now, I don't recommend to use AI completely when you're creating your blog. As I say, it can make mistakes, and it actually says it right there. So again, just for the purpose of the tutorial here, I'll just copy and paste it over into the post. So we've got everything that we need there. Now you'll see here we've got a couple of more tick marks, and our score is now slowly improving. So we're now at 64 out of 100. So that is a lot better than 9 out of 100. So at the minute, the focus keywords appear in the first 10% of the content, and the focus keyword was found in the content itself. So that's good. Now, we've only got 115 words here, so we have a long way to go. So what I'll do is I'll now ask Chat, can you please create a blog? That's roughly 1,500 words. Include H2s and H3s. Okay, perfect. So of course we don't need that intro, so we can leave that off. I'll quite literally just copy and paste the majority of this. Now, when you are creating a blog, links are going to be a massive issue as well. So of course you're going to need to add links, connect it to different web pages on your website, link it to different blogs as well. But what we have is called Link Whisper. So that's another tool that I would highly suggest to use as a plugin when you're creating your blog. It just makes life a little bit easier when you are wanting to link certain keywords to different blog titles, or even not different services or pages within your website. So we should have something here now. Okay, it's still going. So what I'll do is I'll skip forward until this is completed. So it just took ChatGPT just a couple of minutes to create my blog here. So we've got my H2, we've got our H3s as well. So this all looks really good. Again, I'm just going to quickly copy and paste this over onto our blog. So we'll just paste that in. Okay, so we have a structure now on our blog. So it's about a 1,500 worded blog. Well, it's saying here actually it's 897. So it's not really giving us the amount that we need, but it's okay. So I'll go ahead and just change this into a heading. Let's see what happened there. Okay, so it's actually marking down that entire paragraph. Should be able to just make that a heading. That's perfect. Okay, so that is now heading 2, heading 3, heading 2. You're actually going to see the level it's at. Of course, the higher the number is, the smaller the actual title gets. Of course, any mistakes that you do make, you'll have an option here to undo, or you can use Control Z or Control Y. So Control Z is to undo, Control Y is to redo, and if you are using a Mac, then you would use Command. Now, we have a good structure for this blog at the minute. Now, Rank Math is telling us that, okay, everything's all good for basic SEO. However, you're missing an image. You don't have external resources. You don't have like any do follow links pointing to external resources. No internal links as well. It says here, use content AI to optimize this post. It's not completely necessary. That's just a little optional one that you can use there. We've got our title readability. Everything is really, really good. We've got one power word, which is great. We have a positive sentiment, and we also have used the focus keyword in the beginning of the SEO title. So the only thing that we didn't do is your SEO title doesn't contain a number, which is perfectly fine. You don't always have to have a number in the blog itself. If you already have, if it's not relevant, then you don't need to have it in. One thing I don't recommend is just including a year. It can just make the blog itself outdated. That's why we don't really add a year onto the title itself, because it can appear as a URL. If you wanted to update that, let's just say in 2026 or 2027, it can become irrelevant because of the actual title itself. So what we need to do here is add a table of contents. So I usually just hit the enter. And what I'll do here is the little plus on the top. This is just where we're going to add a block. Now I'll look here for a table of contents. So if you can't find what you're looking for, you can also search it up as well. So table of contents by Rank Math. So there's our table of contents. So that's good. Now that we're using that, it just means that it'll be easily accessible for certain areas. Like, what is digital marketing? Tools for digital marketing and analytics, etc., etc. So that all looks good. And of course, what we're missing now are images. So with the likes of Google Analytics, Google Search Console, etc., again, what you can do. Now, some images, of course, will be copyrighted. If you need to, just use ChatGPT, or another tool that I would recommend is Focus Collab. So Focus Collab is a really good platform for creating those AI tools, or AI images, sorry. So I'll just say create an image. And what we'll do then is we'll copy and paste that image, and then we'll move it over to the blog. So I'll wait until this is now completed. So we've managed to pull out a image here. So I can simply just copy that image, or I'll just save it just in case. And I'll just say GA4. I'll just use one as an example. So the minute that's what GA4 is giving us. What I can do actually is I would like to add a little bit more detail into this. So again, I'm just going to use chat. Okay, perfect. So I'll just wait until this is completed. So I'll just skip forward. Okay, should be finishing this up now. Okay, perfect. So again, just a copy paste job for now. And paste that in. And as I say, I don't really recommend to copy and paste everything that you see on ChatGPT. it's always best to proofread everything and make sure that you have everything in its own words. I normally just recommend to use AI to fix up grammar or spelling mistakes, anything like that, for what you've wrote up. But of course, you can also use it as a researching tool as well. So what I'll do here, so since I did create a image for GA4, what I'll have here on the bottom is I'll add the image in. So I'll just put the image. I'll just upload the image from my Explorer or my files. So what's good is it can take in WebP, it can take in JPEG or PNG, whatever you prefer. So here is how our image looks. Again, I'm just going to reduce the size. It is a little bit too big, I would say. So we can maybe even crop it down just a little bit, just so it doesn't look too massive. Let's see. Let's just set the aspect ratio to wide. And then we'll bring that down a little bit and we'll apply. So this should give us enough room as well, because we don't want that to be too big. Okay, perfect. Now, with this, what you can do is add a little bit of alt text. So the way we need to do, you can also link this as well, so that will be good for internal linking. So what I need to do is, so that's one, let's see, what is one of our issues at the minute? Should be one for alt text there. Yep, there we go. So add an image with your focus keyword as an alt text. So the way we're going to add alt text or alternative text onto this picture is by clicking just above here. So this is pretty much like the settings of any element that you pick on here. So we'll click on that and it should, of course, give us an alternative text. Now, what I normally do is I will, again, of course, just use our little friend here. Okay, oh, just a little spell mistake there, but just went ahead and picked up exactly what I need. So there is the alt text added. Now, if we go back here, we should have that now ticked. Let's see. Okay, so we need the focus keyword to be digital marketing analytics. Perfect. Okay. So we'll just go back here. We'll jump on the, oh, we just need to click on this guy. There we go. Now we should have it, as you can see there, it bumped up from 72 to 74. So that's perfect. Now we've got 4 errors left. And of course we need to add internal links as well as external links. So what I'll do then is with the use of Link Whisperer, again, what I'm going to do is I will just save this draft. And it's not picked up any keywords yet. So what we'll do is we'll give it a refresh. Hopefully that'll pop up soon. So I'll skip ahead once this is refreshed. So now I've refreshed that, so you could see here Link Whisperer, this plugin's doing its job, which is trying to find me some suggested links. So let's see what it can give us. Hopefully it can fire off a link that we need. Okay, so there's a couple there, like improving your digital marketing strategy, and yes, exactly that. So I'll just select this, and digital marketing, again, that'll be a relevant one. Marketing content across. Yes, okay, that'll be okay. Social media, of course, this one. Better forecasting. I will probably just tick all of these. Of course, again, for the purpose of the video, I'm just marking all of them, but I would recommend to make sure you look at each of these, make sure that it is actually relevant to what you've discussed in this. So now that they're added in, I'm going to go ahead and insert these links into the post. So it just saves me a whole load of hassle having to add everything here. So I'll just reload the page now, and then I'll go ahead and skip ahead once this is reloaded. So you should get this, which is links have been added successfully. And you can see now that my score has went to 79 instead of 74. So we're doing the right things here. Currently, we only have 3 more errors, which is, of course, to add an outbound link and to add... Yep, it's literally just the outbound link, which is what we need to do. At the minute, we've got 1,454 words, so that's a decent amount for a blog. Content readability is good. We've entered in images and videos, which is great. Again, what I normally like to do as well is so I'll just do that. See if I can pull out some videos. Perfect. Okay. What I'll do is I will just add this little outbound link again, just a little example. So I've pulled out that caption. What I'm going to do here is quite literally just add that link in. So enter, choose a block. Embed videos are really good. It's best as well for keeping the bounce rate as low as possible. That's why we add the videos in, and it is good for SEO as well. So we'll just do the YouTube embed. I'll enter the URL, embed that in, and our score should again go up. So perfect, now we've reached from 79 to 80. We still have the issues, of course, of no outbound link. So just going to go to data collection. Okay, so we'll just do data collection for digital marketing. Again, it's just the way that you talk to ChatGPT as well, hence why it didn't give me what I need. So let's see what I could pull out with the information that I've now given it. So again, I'll just go to sources here. I'll just use the marketing data one. Then simply just go into one of the posts here, add a little link, add that link in, and it should have changed. Now we're on, went from 80 to 86. So we've only got one issue, which is, of course, is we didn't use any content AI to optimize the post. And our second one there, which is title readability, we don't really need a number on this, hence why it's flagging up as an error. But other than that, that is our blog structured pretty well. Of course, what we need to do is read over it, make sure that it reads well, make sure that if there's any missing content to add them in, packet full of different imagery and videos as well, and make sure that we're doing the alt text. But other than that, that is how to create and upload a blog onto WordPress. But there you have it, guys. That is how to upload a blog onto WordPress and optimize it using ChatGPT or any AI tool. Now, if you found the video helpful, let us know in the comment section below. We'd like to know what you think. But other than that, I'll see you guys for the next video. Thank you very much for watching.